Me losing everything at the age of 30 due to my drinking. My dad was a big drinker, so it was
So rock bottom, almost wanting to kill yourself. The alcohol has completely drowned you out. Do you remember though the first time you got drunk? That's huge, man, because a lot of people never get that. They never look. Hi guys, my name is Gabriel, and today we are talking about addiction, where it starts and where it leads. We have a very special guest with us today. Jesse, if you can introduce yourself real quick.
Hey there, I'm Jesse from San Fernando Valley, California, 34 years old.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for joining us today, man. So cool. Relax, enjoy yourself. Let's get some history on you, man. Let's go from the very beginning, right? Where were you born?
Playa del Rey.
Playa del Rey?
Yeah,
That's
right next to Marina del Rey.
Oh, it's beautiful up there. Yeah. Okay. All right. And mom, dad, siblings?
Only child.
Okay.
Mom,
How was
dad.
that?
I mean, didn't know any other besides being an only child.
Okay.
But mom and dad, both involved, both heavy alcoholics.
Really? As early as you can remember?
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. All right. And you guys stayed there for the most part, Playa?
I was born there. My dad is actually my stepdad.
Okay.
Didn't know my biological dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Found out later he passed away from his own addictions when I was older. But so mom and stepdad, I call dad, raised me. He lived out in San Dimas, Pomona.
Okay. Good dude?
Yeah, solid.
Nice.
Raised me to who
Dad.
I am today.
Okay.
He lived out in San Dimas, Pomona. So when I was 5, relocated from the west side out to
Out
the
there.
Inland
Okay.
Empire.
And how was your mom for the most? Let's take out alcohol, but was she a good mom, present?
Great mom.
Yeah.
Worked hard.
Okay.
Pretty much the whole time I was growing up.
Nice.
They both commuted about hour and a half to work every day.
Okay.
So I was essentially a latchkey kid.
Okay.
So they were working. I'd go to school, come home, and didn't realize that they were alcoholics until
It's kind of normal.
until I got older. But like they were like the ideal parents.
Okay, so good upbringing for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Nothing unusual about it. Okay, cool. How was elementary school?
It was good. I went to a Christian or a Catholic school.
Okay.
No, Christian school. I was Catholic supposedly.
Okay.
But went to
Private school.
Yeah, private school. Didn't do well there.
Really?
Got kicked out.
No shit, in elementary school?
Yeah, in 5th grade.
For what? Throwing the
It was
expo marker across?
It was grades. Disrupting the class, and then
Okay.
the final straw was I was selling System of a Down CDs to
Nice.
bootleg to all the kids.
Nice.
And
Okay. So rebellious right out the gate.
yeah,
Okay. Were you like trying to be like the funny guy type thing? What do you
yeah.
think?
I was always like the class clown.
Nice.
Always
Talking shit here and there.
trying to get attention.
System of the Down CDs. That's badass.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they let that happen? Right?
Yeah, I know. I was promoting that one song where it's "Angels Deserve to Die."
Oh, yeah.
At a Christian school. You know,
That's
was
a no-no.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Middle school. Did you have a lot of friends? Did you have a best friend?
I had a really small circle of friends because I
Okay.
went from the 5th grade. I went from the Christian school to the last semester. I went to public school.
Okay.
So
Big transition.
yeah, wearing a uniform every day.
Yeah.
Small classes, getting thrown into 40 kids in a class.
Yeah.
I had 2 best friends that transitioned from 5th grade to middle school.
Okay.
And we were like the devil 3 musketeers.
Really?
Just running,
Three amigos
yeah,
causing hell.
just running amok through San Dimas and Pomona on our bikes,
Really?
hanging out at the skate park,
Shit.
smoking weed, doing everything together.
Okay. So school really wasn't a part of your plan
No,
necessarily.
I didn't pass any grades in middle school.
Jesus.
The only reason I went from middle school to high school is because
Okay.
the school didn't want to deal with me anymore.
Got you.
And told me that. Said the only reason we're not holding you back is we don't want you here. So you're the
You get it the hell out of here.
You're the high school.
Do you think like you just had like this kind of like underlining like anger built up through life? Like, like, or was it just like, I'm young, I don't give a shit?
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know about anger, but just not caring about anything besides what I was doing.
My life.
At that, like I said, middle school is when I started smoking weed.
Okay.
And I didn't care about anything besides hanging out with my friends and smoking.
Yeah,
And-
doing my thing only.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay, so rebellious, middle school, things aren't looking too hot, school's out the door. We get into high school, right? Did you have a girlfriend? Did you play sports, or was it still the same thing as middle school?
Tried to play football.
Okay.
But since I was known as a stoner kid,
That's out.
that was out. Had a girlfriend in freshman year.
Nice.
Don't remember exactly how long it lasted, but it was like that first traumatic heartbreak.
Oh, your first love?
Yeah.
You seem like a lover. Like when you get into something, you're all in. Is that true?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
All or nothing.
All or nothing. So you get your heart shattered. That sucks. Did you complete high school?
No, not when I was supposed to.
Okay.
So how I said in middle school, I didn't actually pass. I was in 10th grade, middle of 10th grade year with 0 credits.
Holy shit.
So basically not even turning in one homework assignment. So I had to go to a continuation school where, again, for the next year, didn't do anything until I was a senior, and they told me I had like 20 credits. And it was pretty much like 20 credits that were just given to me out of, feeling bad for me.
Yeah.
So I needed 220 credits to graduate in a year. So I didn't graduate on time.
Okay.
I went to Options for Youth.
Yeah.
Graduated from there with a GED.
Okay.
When I was, I think I was just about to turn 20.
Gotcha. Okay. Damn, man. So school, you were just rebellious completely through it all. What'd your parents say during this shit? Were they trying to keep you?
They were trying really hard, but they were dealing with their own demons. Where I was kind of at the point where I wasn't able to be controlled.
Yeah.
And as long as I was safe, they cared about that
That's just
more.
how this is going to go. Okay. So you get your GED, continuation school, right? Did you have any plans or aspirations, right? When we graduate high school, it's like, what are you going to do? You have life plans? Did you have any of those? Nothing.
Yeah.
Fucking just a joint and my buddies.
Yeah. I started selling drugs.
Really?
Weed. When I was 16, I went to my first rave.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Where
opened the door.
Yeah. But that's when I became popular, you could say.
Okay.
I had a lot more friends in that community, but that's when I started selling ecstasy, ketamine,
acid. So you were the top party dude, right? The plug, if so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you'd asked the San Dimas sheriff back then, I was the one person that they were looking for.
Damn. Okay. So the friends, popularity, the girls, the drugs, right? That starts to build your identity almost. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then you have no direction, no pathway, right? And what happened? How does things transition for the better, for the worse?
I just kind of grew out of it as far as the partying and all that stuff. Because like I said, I raved and I went to these hardcore parties when I was 16 till 20. But that's when the work, actually trying to make money, started to kick in.
Gotcha.
Where I started to find real
I
jobs.
need to become better here.
Yeah, I was a rave photographer during that time from when I was probably 18 to 20.
Gotcha.
So I got paid to travel with Insomniac and take pictures.
Such a big brand too. You hear them all the time
at raves. So I worked the last EDC when it was in Los Angeles. Transition when they went to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was making good money doing that, but it wasn't consistent.
Yeah, for sure, not
just
sustainable.
Just when they had the massives and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's when I started to realize I need to actually start making money.
For sure, I have to survive on this planet. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, and that will lead us into this next aspect. But awesome, man. Thank you for that info. If we can get straight to the point, where did this all lead?
To me losing everything at the age of 30 due to my drinking.
Due to your drinking. Drinking took over everything. What did you lose exactly? I hear that a lot.
Lost myself. Lost where I was, where I wanted to go in my life.
Purpose.
Everything.
Okay.
I lost custody of my daughter because the courts decided I was unfit parent due to my alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
Lost my dream job for showing up drunk to work and not being dependable.
Shit, man.
Lost multiple cars, one to driving it off the side of a mountain because I was drinking and driving. Another one, the one after that got stolen.
Oh my gosh.
So it was just a compounding
boom.
of things. Yeah. Once I lost the career, couldn't afford rent anymore. So the house was up for grabs and ended up losing that. And
gosh,
that's inevitably what sent me into treatment, was having no other options.
For sure. There's no more wiggle room, right?
Yeah.
What about the relation with your family? Did you lose that?
They were supportive of me the whole time, but I had pushed them away pretty far.
For sure. We burned the bridges, right?
Yeah.
We destroy, right? But we give up all these things because of our addiction, right? And our drinking. We lose sight of everything. Everything is taken away from us, and everything compounds like it did with your life.
Okay. Yeah. And I was willingly giving it away at the time without knowing it.
Mm-hmm. through all these losses, in one sentence, or if you can sum it up, where did you end up?
Back to the beginning of when I first started using, of being lost, just a shell of a person,
Yeah.
having no direction.
For sure. Closed off to the world, broken, right?
Yeah.
Completely just, I'm finished.
Everything and everyone wasn't my fault.
Yeah. Wasn't your fault. It was
Yeah.
their fault.
Yeah.
The victim mentality. Okay. So Jesse, I want to talk about the very first time you tried your drug of choice. What was your drug of choice?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. Can you go back to the first time you drank? Do you remember that time?
Yeah. It's probably 11 or 12. It wasn't a time I got drunk.
Okay.
But we were out in vacation at a hotel. My dad was a big drinker, so it was the big bottle of alcohol on the counter, and then a fridge full of Keystone Light or Coors Light.
Yeah.
And they went off to do something on the vacation,
Uh-oh.
and left to my own devices, went and tried a beer and hated it.
Really?
Drank half of it, got freaked out that
Yeah.
I was gonna smell like beer, so I poured it out, and then realized that he counts all his beers.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so I was just freaked out, and he came back and he asked, did I have one of his beers, because he knew one was missing. And
He was that on point with his beers?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because he was a
Alcoholic.
a good alcoholic.
Yeah.
And so he asked me, and I said no, and I think he probably thought, okay, maybe I just drank one extra one, and then I was turned off from alcohol for a long time after that. But
okay,
yeah.
That's interesting. That's so funny, that alcohol. Do you remember though the first time you got drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ran out of weed.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, my parents always had a handle of vodka and fridge full of beer.
Okay.
So I ran out of weed because I was an everyday smoker from when I was pretty much 12 until 29.
Okay.
And I was probably 14, 15.
Okay.
Ran out of weed, and I was playing my video games online, and just couldn't sit with myself.
For sure.
So went in, filled up one of my mom's nice crystal glasses with vodka, and that's what I drank.
That was the change right there. Do you remember that first initial feeling?
Yeah.
What was it? What did you feel?
It was the warm,
fuzzy,
comfortable feeling.
Yeah.
Where now, being in recovery for a certain amount of time, it was that off switch.
Yeah.
I don't have to feel
the noise is going. Yeah. Right.
I don't have to feel what's going on right now. I don't have to deal with the breakup that happened a little while ago. Okay. That was what the weed was covering up. For sure. For all that time. Well,
that's what they say with addiction, right? The first thing we use is to numb out everything we're feeling, right? So there's a switch. Now I'm feeling nothing anymore. So, what kind of relief did you get from that first time being drunk? Did you know that this could be my tool to deal with life?
It wasn't so much that. It was just, this was fun. This felt good.
Yeah.
My brain wasn't developed enough to know, like, I'm turning this off, or I'm doing this for this reason. It was just, this feels good. I'm playing video games. Yeah. I don't have weed, so this will work for now.
Okay.
But that turned into a 4-day drinking event where, until I can get weed for the next time. But then I picked up weed. And,
little cross-faded action.
Yeah, and then I had both, and then I realized I like weed more. So didn't drink for a while after that. And it was a good while until I actually got drunk again.
Heavy into it.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. But it seems like you were always looking for an escape.
Yeah.
With whatever it was, right? With
I
weed,
remember
alcohol.
The first time when I used weed to get that escape.
Yeah.
It was when I had my first breakup.
Oh man.
And I was devastated. Heartbroken.
Yeah.
And I remember going into my backyard with my little makeshift pipe and just smoking until it felt better.
Yeah.
And
for sure.
That was like looking back on it now, that was that first time where it was like, I wish I had a different coping skill.
For sure,
deal with
right.
it. But that was
that's what we go to, right? Anything to give me some form of relief, I'm going to find that and keep doing that thing. You know what I mean? Did you realize, so let's speed up to where your drinking career started to really pick up. Did you realize that this was going to be an issue? Like, this is a problem for me, or I got this shit handled? Yeah,
I was really good at talking myself into I got this.
Yeah.
At the time I was a delivery driver, and I was
drinking on the job, baby.
It got to that point, but at that point when I started to realize, or when other people realized I had a drinking problem, I thought I was able to hide it.
Okay.
But I was waking up hungover in the morning, could barely get myself to work. working all day hungover just to come home
Ugh, the worst.
and get
Don't
that
miss
first
that.
drink. And then that first drink was like that ultimate relief of,
Yeah.
okay, I did it. I made it through the day.
For sure.
And telling myself, I'm going to regulate how much I'm going to drink tonight.
Yeah,
I'm not
for
going to
sure.
drink a full fifth. I'm
Yeah.
going to drink,
We
you
drink
know,
like a gentleman.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just enough to feel better and
Yeah.
feel okay, go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then the next day, I won't feel like shit. So I can drink to my full potential.
It's like we become like mad scientists. You know what I mean? Like trying to dial this down just to survive and get through another day. You know. But that hangover feeling, I don't miss at all. Like at all. But you had to do it so you don't feel sick and so you can get through the next day.
Yeah, but then it progressed into not having a hangover because you're just drinking so much from the minute you wake up all the way up until you fall asleep at, 8, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And so it turns into fighting the hangover to say, okay, I'm just not going to have a hangover.
Yeah. Oh my God, I know, it's nonstop. The last part, did you think you were developing into an alcoholic, or I'm just this young guy, I'm drinking, I'm going to work, there's really no...
I don't think it was, at a certain point, it hit that, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
It was mainly like when I lost custody of my daughter and stuff like that, where it really hit, where all these things were added up to where it's like, dude, no shit, you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, for sure.
But before it was just, I'm just trying to run. There wasn't...
I don't want to deal with shit.
It wasn't, I'm doing this because I'm this, I'm not doing that for this. It's just, I don't want to feel what I'm dealing with at home. So I'm just going to keep drinking and running from it.
I think everybody can relate to that who's hearing this, because that's what we as individuals go to, because it's our solution in the moment, right? Like the alcohol, the drugs, the weed, whatever, it's going to take away whatever I'm feeling, because I don't want to feel that, right? I'm not capable, or not that I'm not capable, it's just I don't want to.
Yeah. And like I said, for so long, from when I was 12 until when I got sober at 30, I never knew what that feeling was of being uncomfortable or learning how to work through something.
For sure.
It was either weed, alcohol,
relationships,
or some kind of substance, like uppers, downers,
for sure,
whatever it was, just to
anything external to fill this void, right? Because I didn't have skill sets to deal with this void.
Yeah.
Right. And that's where a lot of people fall, right? Their relationships, their jobs, their careers, their anything significant, they have no skill sets because they've numbed out the entire process.
From the beginning, basically.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
Good, bro. Good. So in the height of your drinking and your using, right, when did you feel like you were losing absolute control of everything? Or did you feel that way?
Yeah, it had to go back to when I lost custody of my daughter.
Okay. How old was she at that time?
I think she was 3 or 4.
Okay.
So I lost custody of her. I lost the job I was working at. I was at risk of losing my house, and it finally clicked in. It didn't, like, I didn't correlate it with the drinking is causing this.
Yeah.
But
life.
It was just, it was when I was going through it, I was thinking, what am I doing, or why is this happening to me? Not what am I doing to cause this, but why why is this happening to me?
For sure. Not the accountability part, right? Well, probably the drink is causing this, but it's everything else.
Yeah, the drinking was the only thing that it wasn't its fault, because that was the only thing that was making me feel better.
Yeah, that's so interesting. That's irony around that part, right? Okay, so you're losing almost the house, the job, your daughter in the midst of that, right? Did you feel like for a moment that if I put the drinking down, I could probably get this stuff, or I needed to drink more to deal with this stuff?
I needed to sustain the drinking. The drinking, like I said, it wasn't ever the problem.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I need to stop drinking. Even when I lost custody of my daughter, it was, okay, how can I still drink and try to get custody back of her? So it was, okay, I remember when I was doing online AA, it was like after the COVID stuff where most of the aides were still online. Yeah. And it was like, okay, I remember having my laptop open with my vodka bottle behind it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I was having them send me emails for court cards.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. Like I'm working this. I'm gonna figure this out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Swigging real quick. Yeah. Participating.
Pouring into a glass, trying to keep a straight face, and just tricking myself into
thinking I'm doing the work, right?
Yeah.
Well, because like the whole alcohol use and the using is this cover up. It's this mask that I can deal with things, but I'm dying on the inside, right? And I don't want to move forward from that.
Yeah, but also not willing to admit that I'm dying on the inside.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to keep that.
For sure, the strength, this persona.
Yeah, as men, we have to keep this stigma of, we're the men, everything's good. So for me, it was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I didn't recognize that on the inside I was
Yeah.
drowning myself
For
to
sure.
mask something.
For sure. Okay. And we're going to talk about this later on, but like, when did that moment happen for you where like, okay, like I'm an alcoholic, the drinking isn't helping me get anything better. I need to maybe slow this down.
It was, so when I drank, I got alcohol poisoning weekly.
Okay. Wow.
Like sometimes multiple times a week,
Uh-huh.
where I would I would be withdrawing while I was drinking
Yeah.
because I couldn't keep it down anymore.
Yeah.
So as soon as I drank, it came back up, and that's when like I said, I lost. I was about to lose the house. It was like a country song. I
Yeah.
lost the house, lost the lost the,
The
girl,
girl.
lost the job, lost the kid,
Yeah.
and I was at my house just with alcohol poisoning, saying like, I give up.
Yeah.
Like
Surrender.
yeah, but that surrender at the time was, the coward way out
Yeah.
of, just ending it permanently.
Oh, okay.
And
Got that dark.
yeah, and it was just like, nothing's ever going to get better. And then that's when it started to switch. Like, this is from the drinking. All this is happening because
Yeah.
of my drinking.
Yeah.
So that's when the idea of going to treatment
Good.
starts.
Okay. Starts to
float
come
around.
up. Okay. Good.
Yeah, and
man.
like I said, I was already in AA, so I already had that seed.
Yeah. Planted.
I wouldn't say planted; it was thrown on top of the dirt.
Okay.
So
Maybe this might work. Yeah.
yeah. So
Okay.
that's when all that kind of started going into where I was more open to actually getting help.
Okay. Cool, man. So, Jesse, something really important, I think, for our viewers to hear is the consequences of our addiction, right? The consequences of our drinking. What were some that you faced because of your drinking?
Yeah, like I said, losing custody of my daughter was the
big.
big one, but the consequences I had,
Uh-huh.
they didn't add up at the time. Like I work in the union also.
Yeah.
I got let go from a job multiple jobs from that because of my drinking.
Really?
Either showing up
Drunk
or
or-
drinking on the job,
Wow.
which is hard to do because everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
So if you're getting fired for drinking on the job, you're going a lot
Overboard.
with it.
Okay. So, job.
Crashed the car on the
shit.
way home when I lived up on a mountain, tumbled it down the
Are
mountain.
you serious?
And all that stuff wasn't a wake up call
Yeah.
for me until I looked back and I realized that this is all because of my drinking.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I got fired from an unfireable, or I got let go from an unlet-goable job.
Yeah.
The custody, the car.
Yeah.
It was just, I was left with nothing.
Yeah.
Besides just a house that I was just about to
Empty.
lose.
Yeah. Right. And I think a big one that I don't know if you face it too, is this identity, this loss of self, right? You being a man and keeping this persona that I got to have everything figured out. What part of you was lost because of your drinking, you think, if you could look back?
That's hard to say because, like I said, I never knew who I actually was because I had been using from such a young age.
Okay.
There was always something numbing going on. I knew I was funny. I knew I was
charismatic.
Yeah,
and-
somewhat smart. I could talk to anyone. I could go to the gas station and have a conversation with
Yeah,
someone for an
yeah.
hour. I knew I had that going, but like my purpose and all that, I didn't know what it was. I
For
thought I had it when I got into the film industry and I was working in the
Yeah.
union. I thought that was my purpose. But when that slipped away or started to slip away, it was just like, I'm
fuck am I?
I'm back to being 12, 13 years old when that breakup, when I'm using weed to cope with everything.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
just wondering who
Who
I
the
am.
fuck am I, right? So consequences, loss of identity, your daughter, everything is falling apart here, right? Greatest lesson though coming from those consequences, and we'll end it here.
That everything comes back in abundance.
Yeah.
You're not gonna. I always tell people, when you get sober, you have a trajectory of which way you want to go, right?
Yeah.
You expect your trajectory to go this way,
Yeah.
but where sobriety is going to take you, it's going to take you a totally different direction. But the one common point is that trajectory. It's
Yeah.
still upwards.
Yeah.
So that's
For sure.
when I'm having the hard days and hard times and
Yeah.
stuff isn't working out for me.
Yeah.
I have to remember that, one, I'm sober and everything's going to work out
Yeah.
just because I'm sober.
100%.
My higher power, the universe, it's going to take care of me now that I'm sober.
Yeah.
I just have to trust it and not
Put in the work.
Not to put in the work, but not expect it to go in the direction that
For sure.
I know I want it to go into.
I love that, bro. Okay. Brilliant. So, Jesse, I want to talk about something very, very important for someone's life, right? And this moment in someone's life is called the rock bottom moment, a very transitional phase in somebody's life, right? What was your rock bottom moment?
My rock bottom moment, definitely had layers, and I found out that each rock bottom had a trap door at the bottom of it.
Facts.
The first rock bottom was, crashing my car when I was drunk. Then that trap door opened up
Yeah.
to
Here's another one.
me and my daughter's mom splitting up, and the next one was losing custody, where the judge said to my face in the courtroom in front of everyone that I'm an unfit parent, and
That must have just ripped your heart out.
yeah,
Right.
and it bled out into a pathway that led me to the liquor store. So that wasn't
Enough.
that actual rock bottom. I found that trap door again,
Another one
and
in.
started showing up to work drunk at my dream job. And once I got let go from 2 different shows I was working on, that's when I kind of hit that
Yeah.
bottom tier of it,
Yeah.
where I remember I drank myself into a blackout and don't remember what happened
Oh my God.
that night. But I woke up the next morning, half in my front doorway.
Mm-hmm.
So my legs were in the house and my front half was hanging out the front door.
Oh my God.
Covered in wood chips and
Yeah.
waking
Passed
up.
out. Yeah.
And waking up and just being so depressed and upset with myself
Yeah.
and what I had become.
Disappointment, demoralization.
Yeah, and came back inside my house, and I remember seeing the bottle of vodka on the ground, and instead of picking that up, I went into my closet and grabbed my gun and just sat on my bed with it,
Holy
wondering,
shit.
is it going to be the alcohol next, or is it going to be the end of the gun?
Wow, man.
And luckily, at that time it was the alcohol.
Yeah.
That won.
For sure.
And that's what, for me, was my true rock bottom of this. I know I have a beautiful life. I could, at the time, I knew I could have a beautiful life.
Yeah.
And I had all these things going for me, but
Yeah.
I'm sabotaging myself.
For sure, right? It's, you know what's crazy about a human being's rock bottom moment? It's like life really can beat you down to a place to pick up a gun and put it in your mouth and want to take yourself out, right? Because we see there's no way out, right? Losing the job, losing my child, these detrimental moments for a human being, you know? Was there, like, when you were sitting on that bed with a gun next to you, like, did you, I know you said like you thought better things, but was there a moment where you're like, this is the end for me. I can't go another fucking day living like this.
It was just exhausting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going through alcohol poisoning over and over, it was a full-time job, drinking the way I was from sun up to sundown. And it was just physically exhausting, and I was mentally drained as well.
Yeah.
And just thinking, if this is all my life has to offer,
do it again.
I can't keep doing this.
Yeah.
I've already hurt everyone, lost everyone.
Lost myself.
There was the thought of, maybe everyone would be better off without me.
Fuck, man. Yeah. And that goes back to, like we've talked about with these men having to keep this persona, keep this stronghold on all the time. And it's like, when those weapons come down and you're left there naked as a man, a broken man, it's like, oh my God, how did I get to this place?
Yeah. And knowing that I did it to myself.
Yeah. A lot of that self-sabotage, right? During your rock bottom, when the end of your using, was your using to obliterate yourself, or was it just to deal with the shame and guilt that I'm not living up to the life I know I can?
Yeah, it was just, I didn't want to exist anymore.
Yeah.
There was a good time for a good few years before that where I wasn't happy with my living situation and what I was doing at the time. And I just knew I had to be physically present, but drinking was how I could mentally
For sure. Deal with shit.
check out from that.
For sure.
And just be, like I said, be there physically, but not be there mentally.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. I'm so happy you're still here, man. You know what I mean? Like those moments when people thinking suicide and the alcohol and the drugs and these coincide, a lot of people don't make it out. You know what I mean? And you're one of them that did. We're going to get into this later, but like what light turned on in that moment for you, right? Darkness is all you see, chaos, death, that's all you see in front of you. But what shifted?
It was just realizing that it was the selfish way out.
Yeah.
Thinking about my daughter and
Could you imagine?
Thinking about what she would think and how she would
Operate the rest of her life.
how she would go throughout life, knowing that what her dad did,
Yeah.
and took the coward's way out.
Yeah, for sure. I think as we end this part, I think people need to understand, like, if you're in that position that the suicide or I want a way out, like, there is another way. There is another way. Hold on to that, but there is another way. That's not the way.
100%.
Good.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
There's
You sit in that.
It'll get better. We just have to put in the work.
Yeah, good. So rock bottom, almost wanting to kill yourself. The alcohol has completely drowned you out, but a light bulb goes on. Okay, your self-realization moment that shit, something's got to change. What was that for you?
It was me being tired of what I was doing, and that realization that it's the alcohol that's running my life at that point. It was what I had to do from the moment I woke up to stop the shakes and to stop being sick, to having to drink throughout the day and into the night just to feel okay. Because at a certain point, I wasn't even getting drunk. It was just feeling better.
Yeah.
You know, like medicating myself.
For sure.
per
It wasn't
se.
even fun, right? Like,
No,
it's not even
It was absolutely
a
miserable.
chore. Yeah.
And so it was enough of realizing it was the alcohol that was causing that, to where I reached out for help, went to treatment, and
Started changing your
started to see a little glimmer of light at the end. But really looking inside myself and realizing what do I have to change. Now I'm realizing this is my fault.
Yeah.
Now I'm not the victim.
Yeah.
I'm the perpetrator.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the one doing this to myself.
For sure. That's a huge shift, mental shift, right? Like, we're playing the victim, but I'm the one that's causing. I'm self-inflicting the damage on myself and everybody around me.
Yeah.
Right? That takes some nuts to really grasp that concept. Was that hard pill to swallow? Like, I'm the one fucking my life up by choosing this over everything else?
There was a small phase of like that. The pill was hard to swallow. But I've always been the person to, you know, put my boots on in the morning and go to work. So once I had that switch of, all right, I'm the problem.
Yeah.
How do I fix it?
Yes.
And it's going into work to problem solve.
For sure.
I've had numerous jobs growing up, multiple different career paths I could have taken, but I think what made me successful in all of them was being able to problem solve and think on my feet.
Yeah.
So at that point, I just went into problem solving.
Problem solve mode. I like that. That's huge, man, because a lot of people never get that. They never look within themselves, take accountability, and say, okay, I'm the fucking problem. That's hard to swallow. When I was getting sober, like, you're telling me I'm the problem? You're the fucking problem, right? It's the sky's problem, right? But to go like, okay, I'm the problem. I put myself in this hole. I can get myself out of this hole. And that's what I'm doing every single day.
And the thing that helped me the most early on was when I went to court for my first appearance after I checked myself voluntarily into treatment. All the judge wanted me to do was go to AA and show I was trying. So I went 2 steps further and checked myself into inpatient treatment. And when I went to that first court date after that, he said he was proud of me, and he says, as long as I keep doing everything that I'm doing now and keep showing that I'm making a change, everything should go back to how it was before.
Nice.
And that was within like my first, I think, 60 days of
Wow.
being sober. The first time I got sober,
Yeah.
where I saw that light at the end of the tunnel,
Yeah.
just flicker.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay,
I can do this.
My problem solving is working.
Yeah, for sure.
I got this.
Well, that's where they talk about like the miracles start to drop in, right? When you're doing the right thing, you're staying sober, you're putting in the work, these blessings start to come. Not massive ones, but like gems, right? I bet hearing that from the judge was like reinforcement to like, oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
It's working.
One of my favorite sayings is let the little miracles trickle in.
Yeah.
But be appreciative and acknowledge them when they start to come in.
Yeah,
Not
for
expect that big miracle to happen right off the bat.
Yeah.
You're not going to win the lottery. You're
Yeah.
not going to have all these things happen right off the bat like we want to, because we have that instant gratification
Exactly.
in our brain where everything has to be fixed right away.
Yeah.
But I was in problem solving mode, and I was willing to accept these small little miracles
For sure.
that I knew was going to lead to
Build up to the bigger stuff.
to the big one.
Right, for
But
sure.
letting myself be okay with that, and telling myself it's okay to be patient with it was the hardest part.
For
Like
sure.
I said, I'm a
We're an addict, alcoholic. I
drug
want
addict.
shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like understanding that, you know what, this is the long game I'm playing, right? No more checkers. We're playing chess, right? Like the long game. I'm going to embrace the process of my recovery. Understand this is a forever process, but take in life as it comes as well.
It's just like with a diet,
Yeah.
you know, like if you're just looking at this like a short term,
Yeah.
quick diet,
Yeah.
you're not going to get the long term results.
100%.
You have to do the lifestyle change.
For sure. And that's where like we need to let people know that like it has to be a lifestyle change. This has to be a forever thing. You know what I mean? And I love that, man. I think that's beautiful. Put in the work, stay consistent, trust the process, and all those things will come into fruition. Beautiful, man.
Be patient.
Be patient. Good. So an important process I want to talk about, right? And this is your recovery process, right? I want our viewers to really know some really good steps to take during the recovery process. So what was yours? You said you went to treatment, right? So give me the layout of what you did for your recovery process.
Yeah. So I first broke down and realized that I need help. So I jumped on Google and just looked up rehabs near me.
Okay.
That was the first month-long step of the process. It was calling, seeing like what places took my insurance. I didn't know how treatment worked at all. You know, I pictured it as, you know, what you saw on TV when you were a kid. You know, everyone just sitting around in a room smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
And is that really for me? Telling myself, like I said, I first started when a court ordered me to go to AA.
Okay.
So I was doing the AA online, didn't go in person, wondering if that's what's gonna do it for me. Can I just do that? During that month,
Surface level stuff.
yeah, during that first month period, I saw that didn't work. So that's when I made the cry out for help and started calling treatment centers.
Okay. So you find one that you want. Okay. Get into treatment.
Didn't look for anything specific. Like I didn't know to, like, you know, look for the pool, look for the chef, the nice. But I just looked up rehab near me and whatever popped up first.
I went.
Yeah, so I went to a state-run facility, just because I didn't know that my insurance would take me to a private facility or anything. So I just went to a state-run facility.
Okay.
And went in and thinking that was my surrender moment.
Okay.
Like, I'm surrendering. I'm coming into treatment.
Yeah.
So let's do this. And honestly, I wanted that letter saying I completed 30 days of treatment. I wanted to walk into the courtroom, hand that to the judge. And at the time I didn't have the intention, but looking back on it, I had the full intention of going back to drinking after I turned that in.
Interesting. Okay.
And it worked for 3 months.
Okay.
You know?
Treatment did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did 30 days or 28 days at Detox Res.
Okay.
Then went to PHP, IOP
Outpatient.
at a different facility. And did it for 3 months until I told myself I was good.
Okay.
And then checked myself out, went right back to work. Started going back into life thinking that I was okay.
Cured, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 90-day cure.
Yeah. And then life starts to hit in that part, right?
Yeah.
But the main part is like you laid a foundation, but you realized that recovery is more than just getting sober, right? It's the deep work that you probably didn't do at the beginning.
Yeah, and but that's what I'm thankful for, because I went to AA during that first 90 days.
Okay.
I went to men's stag meetings. I went to different meetings where I found my love for AA.
Yeah.
I found the groups that I really
connected
got along with people, made those meaningful relationships.
Nice.
To where, you know, I call it my inevitable relapse, because I didn't put in the work the first time.
Yeah.
But I had those people calling me once I relapsed, asking if I'm okay, telling me to come
Building
back.
your community.
And that's what kind of solidified it for me for the second time.
That AA was the part that was going to help me with my recovery forever. Yeah. Okay. Nice, man. And what was the hardest part of your recovery process, you think?
That probably the character defects. The fourth
we
step.
got to look into self and the damage we've done.
And I had a really awesome sponsor.
Yeah.
My second sponsor, who explained it to me better, because at first I was just blaming everyone for everything.
Yep.
And that's
victim.
That was my thing. Like, she did this to me, so that's why I did that. She introduced me to this, so that's why I did that. They didn't do what they were supposed to, so that's why I did it. And my sponsor told me, he's just like, he broke it down for me. He's just like, write down what your character defects are and all this stuff, and then next to it, write down how you're the asshole.
Oh shit.
And
that put perspective.
100%, and opened it up for me to where I realized that I'm at fault for everything that happened.
For sure.
Even if it was indirectly.
Yeah.
It was still circle back to, it was my fault that I let it happen the way it did.
Yeah, 100. I tell people all the time, like, if you cannot take full accountability for your life, even when you were wronged or you had, you're never going to make the change because it's always everybody else's fault, right?
Yeah.
So I love that you did that part. I think that's a huge part that our viewers need to hear, that you must take accountability for your process. And this part, are you sober today or are you still battling?
Yeah, I'm sober.
Nice, bro.
It's got
Good.
over 3 years.
Nice.
Going strong and don't ever plan to look back.
Good, man. Well, congratulations, man. That's
Thank you.
huge.
Yeah, I could say I'm sober for today at least.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we have to do. So Jesse, this part I really want to educate our audience. I think it's very important for our viewers to have a grasp and understanding in case somebody's struggling. So if there was somebody still in their addiction, right, and they wanted help, what are the best top 3 steps you would take and offer them that they should do?
The first one, which was the hardest for me to do, was admit to someone else that I had a problem. Nothing happened until I was honest.
For sure.
With someone that I have a problem with drinking, and it was scary because I didn't know how they would take it. They already knew.
Yeah.
Like
I think everyone, right?
Yeah,
Starts to see.
everyone knew, but once I told that person, like, that fear of I don't have to hide this anymore.
Judgment's out.
It was instantly relieved, which made it easier for me to go into the second step, was, finding a treatment center.
Yeah.
Going on Google, looking up what treatment centers took my insurance I was able to go to that were around here.
Okay. Research your stuff.
Yeah. And then just be willing to do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first time I went into treatment, I went through the paces.
Yeah.
The second and last time I went into treatment, I had that full surrender.
Yeah.
I thought I surrendered the first time because I just went.
Yeah.
But
you went through the motions.
Yeah. But the second time is when I had the full surrender of whatever it takes, whatever I'm told to do.
Yeah.
This is what I have to do to get my life back.
For sure. And I think that's a part that really needs to be expressed here. Like you have to want to change. You have to be willing. We can't force you, right? We can guide you. We can give you the steps. But at the end of the day, it's the complete surrender and the willing to do whatever it takes to change your life.
Yep.
Right? Which you've done, right? I mean, 3 years shown for that stuff. This part, here's a question for you. What is something you'd like to tell your past self, right? Where you were struggling to where you are now, right? Where they are now to where you are now. What is something that you can maybe tell your past self where you are now?
It's okay to feel.
Ooh, okay.
It's okay to be hurt.
Yeah.
It's okay to go through the depression. It's okay to go through that.
Yeah.
But eventually enough has to be enough, and you have to take control back.
100%. When the pain becomes too unbearable, that's when change starts to happen, right? So we don't have to run. You grow when you allow this pain to do stuff. You know what I mean? You develop. But I like that. You feel it. It's okay. You're a human being.
Yeah.
Right? But don't stay there.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
Yeah. Everything. I'm a believer now. I'm sober, that everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
But it's when that reason comes and it shows you and slaps you in the face.
Yeah.
It's what you do with it.
That part.
That makes you take action.
That's the difference. I think that's exactly what they need to hear. Cool. Okay, so an interesting question that I'd like to ask your guests on here is, did you ever think you'd be an addict? Did you ever think at one point in your life you'd become an alcoholic?
No, because I watched my dad go through that. So I knew.
Oh yeah, he was a heavy alcoholic.
So I knew what not to do with following his footsteps. I knew not to have a fridge full of beer, not to have a handle of vodka on the counter, red wine on the counter, white wine in the fridge.
Yeah.
Because both my parents were alcoholics.
Wow.
So that's what they did. So in my mind, as long as I don't have that,
Then I'm not that.
Yeah. But mine was different in the sense where I had the vodka, but it was hidden in the pantry or it was hidden under the sink.
For sure.
So it wasn't visible.
As long as it's not open, then there's no way I'm related to
Yeah.
that situation.
Yeah, I could do it better, or I won't get that bad. I can be better at it because I'm not doing what they did.
Yeah. That justification we come up with, you know what I mean? Now, are you grateful though that you did become an alcoholic? Like, would you take it back?
If I could take it back, that's a hard one. I don't know.
Yeah.
How
Are you
to
grateful at least?
I'm very grateful.
Good.
Because it made me into the man I am
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
So it opened so many doors for me and showed me so many life lessons.
For sure.
That now I'm able to help other people because of those lessons.
Yes, exactly.
So it's hard to say, like, if I could do it over again and not go through all that heartache and stuff. I'm sure everyone would say, of course not. I wouldn't do that to myself.
Yeah.
But now that I'm here, I I wouldn't have done it any other way than the way I did do it.
For sure, right? Well, it's built you, right? That addiction, that alcohol, those experiences have built you to the man you are today, right? Like a lot of people, I was one of them. I was like, God, I wish I was never an addict. I wish this. And it's like, well, you can't change it, right?
Yeah.
But you can do something with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now today you're giving back, right? You work in the industry. What do you do exactly?
Yeah. Now I work in treatment. I'm an operations director for
Yeah.
a detox residential
So
facility.
badass.
So I get to work with people who are where I was 3.5 years ago, brand new day one, day 0, and get to walk them through the process. And there are some people who are going through exactly what I went through with the custody and losing everything that they could imagine that they worked hard to get, and I could to share with them my experience and what I did.
Yeah.
And seeing them come back to life and start to build that foundation for them.
Right? It's full circle, man. You know what I mean? It's full circle. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So Jesse, my man, thank you so much for joining us today. You've been a huge inspiration, bro. I mean, just talking with you has lightened me up. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Gabriel.
Yeah, absolutely. Jesse, if you could give our audience one piece of advice, something inspiring, something that they could take home with themselves, what would you tell them?
There's a lot more to life waiting for you at the other side of this. Just don't give up.
Big
Keep
one.
pushing through. And like I said, the trajectory where your life's going to go, it's not going to be where you expect it to go, but it's definitely going to be 100% straight up. All the universe asks from you, or your higher power, God, whatever you call it, all it asks for you is you stay sober and put in your best effort every day.
Every single day. And don't give up. I love that stuff. Dude, thank you so much. Guys, if this is something that hit home for you, if this is something that somebody needs to hear, please like, subscribe, and send to them. We are here to make an impact. We're here to change lives. Stay tuned for our next episodes, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much.